Hello, good evening. This is Quarantine Day 6 and Chapter 6 for the book Everyone Has a Myth to Tell, written by me and published by Himalayan Publications. I thought of changing the location today. I thought coming outside because it was becoming very claustrophobic inside. So I hope you don't mind the sound around and I hope we are able to concentrate on our chapter. So now, up till now, Shiva had already challenged the wheel of time and had told Mahakal that he'll stop it from churning. And the revolution was in place, and they had got this plan of mass liberation where the whole Kailash Parvat is supposed to sit together in a state of samadhi, in a state of meditation, and they would stop the wheel of time from turning. So let's see how this goes. Shiva and his disciples and his crew stops the wheel of time from churning. Everyone has a myth to tell. Chapter 6. Meanwhile, in a dimension beyond the clouds, Mahakal ticked and saw everything that was happening on earth, and laughed at Shiva Shakti's plan of mass enlightenment. He laughed a laugh of his lifetime, and when he did, different times in his body parts fluttered with temperamental changes. Mahakal was the implementer and container of time. No ordinary humans could fiddle around the fragments of his illusion. Time wanted to experience itself, and it had given itself infinity to itself. No Shiva could just get up and want liberation and stop the wheel of time. The game of cause and effect was at play, and Mahakal witnessed with a cunning smile. He was waiting to strike when the surface was hot, to shatter Shiva's plans. He knew his strike. He was just waiting for the right time. The two divine energies of the universe played a tug of war, and they were tugging existence. Mahakal would often test meditating yogis by playing with the perception of time. If humans were meditating, he would slow the time so much that 10 minutes would seem like an hour. Often, Mahakal would collaborate with other forces like lightning and rain and unravel wrath on close-eyed meditators. And now, for Mahakal, it had become fun, disturbing peaceful meditating souls. The moment had come when the whole Himalayan Parvat was going to sit down for the final stage of mass meditation. On the coming morning sunrise, the whole race had decided to welcome or to not welcome the sun in a state of deep meditation samadhi. It was a plan of mass spiritual exit of the souls. They had decided they would not get up until they all had liberated together. They knew when the whole world would not see the sun and stop its rising through the power of their minds, this false visualization of life will unveil itself, and the solution to the equation of life would be revealed. The map of the universe directly correlated to the map and structure of the human body. Internally and externally, in all dimensions, according to the map, the sun was right in the center of the human forehead. The humans planned to control the sun through the center of the forehead. Mahakal knew the spot was hot and that the time was right. He knew Shiva's weak spot and he hit him hard there. Mahakal assimilated all his powers and meditated to manifest through a quantum reality a seed into Shakti's womb. Mahakal took fragments of his time and altered a few moments to give Shakti Shiva's child. And because the seed was magically produced, the head of the baby embryo looked like that of a tiny elephant for future ironies and metaphors. A night before mega mass meditation, Shakti came to know about the baby Ganesha in her womb. Her world flipped in a second, and hence she didn't want to stop the wheel of time now. She desired to live. She desired to raise her children and see them grow, smile, play. Everything was ready. Everything was in place. A mega meditative revolution, and Shakti, the first lady of the revolution, started to have second thoughts about whether she wanted to be a part of the revolution or not. She didn't tell Shiva about the baby in her womb. She was going through turmoils of thought in her mind, and she didn't know what to do. Time ran fast, and the moment arrived, as everyone in the Himalayas got up one fine morning to take their positions and welcome the sun, or not welcome the sun, in a deep state of meditation samadhi. At some places, people decided to meditate in groups on cliffs of the hills. Shiva, Shakti, Brahma and Vishnu sat at the peak above their Som cave, with thousands of fellow sadhaks. Most meadows and all peaks of the whole mountain regions were occupied by earnest seekers. It was a very dark pre-dawn. The moon was a thin, bleak line of red. All of them sat down in their positions waiting for the wheel of time to tick to the right moment so that they could stop it from ticking. Mahakal too watched his own time, his essence being challenged by mankind. Having confidence upon his seed in the womb of Shakti, Mahakal sat back and waited for the magic to unveil itself. Everything went as planned. Everyone sat in deep meditation. The deep black sky turned black orange, and slowly the deep orange became light. But the sun wasn't allowed to rise, and glowing instead was a blue horizon. With a focused mind, the people of Kailash Parvat concentrated on their third eye to such perfection that the sun wasn't allowed to rise and the atmosphere started to glow neon blue energy. The blue energy started to engulf all of the creation. It spread across the mountains, freezing everything living and non-living. The birds sat still and closed their eyes, and the rivers stopped moving. Everything started to halt in blue. They were holding hands and meditating, Shiva and Shakti pulled out her hand. Shiva opened his eyes and broke the energy of the whole group. The combined meditation lost balance and the Parvat lost concentration. The blue light of non-existence had almost covered the whole planet. Few more moments and the process would have been completed. Just at the brink of the moment, Shakti pulled her hand back. The energy began to recede and things began to unfreeze. The whole process went into a frenzy reverse, and everyone broke out of his or her concentration. Shakti got upon a horse and left, leaving behind a last look. A tear rolled down her face. Heartbroken and shocked, Shiva became furious. He started to dance the Tandav on the Kailash Parvat with a will to destroy the whole planet in a self-created earthquake. The earth started to shake and quake, rocks started to fall and rivers started to tumble. Shiva danced, lashing at the earth for no reason whatsoever. But the forces of nature couldn't allow this unrequited destruction. According to the collective union and the laws of universal nature, higher spirits had the capability to stop Shiva if they combined their mind together. Hence the energy karma joined powers with the energy sun and energy moon. A thin energetic line joined karma, sun and the moon in a triangular force to create a supersonic power and froze Shiva's soul in a curse of 108 lives. Karmically bound, Shiva is sentenced to 108 lives of sincere meditation before he would regain his cosmic memory. 108 lives predesigned to pay back the debt of furious, meaningless destruction, cursed in an inescapable pact.